The Balanced Body Rehabilitation Series. Today we're filming from PHI Pilates Studio in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. My name is Christine Romani-Ruby and this is Marianne Bocan-Blair. And today I'm going to share with you some of the exercises I use with my patients as a physical therapist. Sometimes in gait we have a hard time keeping the pelvis level. So this is an exercise that allows the client to work in a standing position and create that level pelvis that we want, bringing balance to the sides of the pelvis, so the gluteus medius, the paraspinals, and the back, and also in the abdomen. So we need balance on all sides, and we need to be able to do it in a standing functional position. So we're going to use the chair, and with the chair you want to use your lightest spring. So I have one white hooked at the lowest position, and Marianne's going to stand feet right underneath her sitting bones, trying to hold a good posture. I always double check that they're keeping that greater trochanter right over the lateral malleolus. We don't want to let them shift forward as they get into this motion, so make sure that they stay back so that they can actually use their abdominal muscles. So Marianne, will start by bringing your left foot up, and you're going to press the pedal all the way down. So bring it all the way down. Good. And now, once that pedal's all the way down, she's just going to raise up onto the ball of the foot. So you're going to kind of point your foot. We're going to think about getting the ASISs facing front, and she's going to think about keeping them there. So let's just let her go through her motion and see how she does. She's going to exhale as she lifts that knee and flex at the hips, and then inhale as she pushes down. Now you'll notice as Marianne lifts her knee, her pelvis rotates back and lifts. So we're going to ask her to rotate more toward the front, which will feel very awkward. And now go ahead and press down. Good. Now while you're down there, I want you to reach your ischial tuberosity, or your sitting bone, of your left hip toward your right inner thigh. Good. Now you're going to inhale, and as you exhale, think of these wrinkles, and it's okay if you don't lift the pedal all the way. Good. Then inhale as you press down. Now obviously, keep those going. This exercise does do a lot for balance. This ankle on the right is working like crazy, so it would be a great rehabilitation tool for ankles. But sometimes our patients don't have quite enough balance to hold this position, so I'll use the gondola pull. And I'll ask them to hold that opposite of the leg that's working. So let's just do one more. Exhale as you come up. There goes that rotation. Good. And now press that pedal all the way down. Now, if your clients are doing really well, you can advance this. So, Marianne, we're going to exhale and raise up onto the ball of your foot. Good. And you want to keep yourself back. There you go. Good. Now she's going to try to lift that pedal. Exhale. Now, this is much harder than it looks. I know when I put patients on this all the time, like, wow, that looks so easy when you showed me. But there's a lot of work going on this standing leg, not to mention the balance component and the work in the ankle. And flex here. Good. Can you get one more? Inhale as you press down. Good. And then exhale as you flex. And then go ahead and come back down. You're going to press that pedal all the way down. And let's go ahead and do a couple on the other side. So switch your feet around. Good. And we'll give you the pull on the other side. You're going to bring your ball of your foot up. So we'll point the foot. We'll make sure the knee's over the second toe. We're going to be very careful to keep this hip joint over the lateral malleolus. So most people need shifted back just a little bit. We're going to drop this ischial tuberosity to the inner thigh. Inhale, and on the exhale, lift the leg. Try to get them to keep their foot pointed. Inhale down. We want the motion to come truly from the hip. Nothing happening at the ankle. Inhale. Looks nice. Good. And she's keeping this hip down really nice. You look at the ASIS as they're in line with each other. We don't see any change there. Good. Now just to be even, let's exhale and come up onto the ball of the foot. Good. And we're going to inhale, and on the exhale, lift that knee. Good. And then inhale as you press down. Good. And exhale coming up. Good. One more. So you can see this exercise can become very advanced, and this is something that I'll do with a lot of the ballerinas. You can go ahead and come down. I've got the pedal. Thank you very much for joining us today, and I hope we'll see you for the next rehabilitation series.